Good evening. Welcome to Decision 2019. The votes have been cast, ballots have been counted, are being counted, I should say, all to determine the future of cities and counties across the Treasure Valley and beyond.
Election polls wrapped up roughly 2 hours ago at 8 o'clock, but some of the races are expected to run well into the evening, possibly stretching into the early morning. And the $64,000 question of the night, will we have a runoff election? We begin with the biggest race, Boise residents choosing the leader of Idaho's capital city.
And a most crowded field taking on the incumbent Dave Beater. As we take a look at the results, you can see Lauren McLean has the lead. There she is, the city council president for the city of Boise, has led all night long. Over 40% of the precincts in Boise have already come in, and right now she has a 14-point edge over Dave Beater.
Let's take a look at the two propositions that were on the Boise ballot today. With 30% of precincts reporting, the library proposition to bring that to a vote before the voters. 67% say yes, it should be done. For the stadium, 74% saying yes, it needs to go for a vote before the people.
A lot of people were wondering how that was worded, how it looked, and you had to flip your ballot over to see the other one. In Meridian, another crowded race, 5 candidates running to become mayor of the second largest city in Idaho. Take a look at the results. Former Tammy DeVeerd manager Robert Simison has led all night long. Palmer, who was the legislator, he is coming in second right now. And again, you can see about 51% have reported.
Let's go now to the race for Eagle Mayor, again with about 8% reporting. We're not getting as many results coming back from this race. Jason Pierce is in the lead right now with 55% of the vote over incumbent Stan Ridgway, right now just pulling 33% of the vote, but only 8% of precincts reporting in that race.
We have a team of reporters covering all of the local races. Our Misty Inglet is in Canyon County. Joe Paris working the numbers on the big screen in the studio.
But we begin with our Joey Prechtel covering the election for Boise's next mayor. He joins us from Lauren McLean's watch party in the downtown Boise area. Joey, Lauren has seen a lead all through the night ever since the results have been coming in. So how is she feeling tonight?
Yeah, she really has, Kim, and as you can probably hear behind me, they're actually watching Channel 7 right now, so that's why I got a little bit louder, but here with Lauren McLean. Lauren, you've had the lead throughout the night. Tell me, how do you feel right now?
I'm really humbled by what I'm seeing so far. It's early in the night, but what it's telling me is that the concerns I had, or the concerns that I heard from the public about where we're headed, recognizing that our city's at a crossroads and it's time for new leadership, is being seen in these results. So we're optimistic, but recognize, of course, that we've got quite a bit of time left tonight.
Now, are you and your team surprised at all by the results so far? I know it's early on, but are you surprised at all?
So I would say this. I run distance races, and you always prepare for the worst and hope that everything goes right and that you get to where you want to be. So we were prepared for this evening, but most importantly, this is reflecting on the stories that I carry with me that I've heard from so many people around this city, that it's time for new leadership to address the challenges ahead for our great city.
Now, I know right now you're right at about 46%, which still would qualify for a runoff. What are the plans for that, as that would happen 30 days from today, if that does happen?
Of course. We're going to do what we've done for the last 5 months, which is run hard, talk to as many voters as possible. We are here at campaign headquarters because we're ready to get to work if we have to.
Gotcha. And so I know that comes on the Tuesday, right after Thanksgiving. I mean, what are the Thanksgiving plans looking like if that runoff plan does happen?
I guess I might do the turkey trot, have our annual football game on Thanksgiving, and then get right back to work on Friday and make sure that people know when they come back from Thanksgiving holiday on Tuesday, there'd be a runoff.
And then for you, through this campaign, what has been the biggest, challenge for yourself?
I'd say the challenge is hard. I mean, all campaigns are hard, and they should be. These are important issues, tough races. anything worth doing is a challenge. And in that challenge is an incredible opportunity. And this whole experience has been amazing and humbling and has given me a sense of how incredible our community is, the hopes that our residents have, and where we can go if we all dig in and are willing to do the hard things.
All right, well, Lauren, thank you so much for your time, but we're going to toss it back to you guys in the studio right now.
Thank you.
All right, Joey.
Thanks, Joey.
Well, one reason why we are keeping a very close eye on the Boise results, there is, as Joey mentioned, a chance for a runoff.
7 candidates running for the mayor in the city of Trees, 3 in Eagle. Now, as Joey alluded to, if no one single mayoral candidate gets at least 50% plus 1 vote, the mayor's race goes to a runoff.
The top 2 finishers will then go head-to-head in the runoff. The city of Boise has never had a runoff vote for mayor. The last time it came close, 16 years ago, when Mayor Beater was first elected. If needed, Boise's runoff vote would take place December 3rd. An interesting note, Meridian does not have a runoff policy in place, meaning simple majority wins. And we should mention that Joey is now efforting sound from incumbent Mayor Boise Mayor Dave Beater.
On his way to the Bass Block as we speak. We should also mention that there is a possibility of a runoff in Eagle as well. We'll get you those numbers in a moment. But first, moving to Meridian, 5 candidates running for the open mayor's seat after the announcement of retirement for Mayor Tammy DeVere.
Our coverage continues now with Misty Inglet. She is following this race for us tonight, and she is joining us now from Robert Simonsen's watch party in Meridian. Misty.
Yeah, Mark and Kim, so we are here at Simonsen's watch party at Gramercy Park Pizza here in Meridian. He is in the lead so far, very early on, of course, but he is in the lead, has been leading all night, so we swung by here to have a chat with him. Right now, we just got a fresh wave of results just a couple of minutes ago, so Simonsen is leading about 46% of the vote, and Palmer is still in second place with about 31%, so that gap has lessened just a little bit. You can hear him cheering behind me. They just got that update. Simonsen's still leading, and it's about 51 of 100 precincts for Meridian reporting those numbers now, so only about halfway done. So a lot of numbers still to come in. Simonsen, again, 46% to Palmer's 31% right now. We're going to go look for some more updated results, and we'll come back later with another update. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Misty, thank you. There are plenty of other races and ballot measures throughout the region.
Joe Paris is in the studio now with an in-depth look at all of the results, or many of them coming in. And now is the time of night, Joe, that it really starts getting fast and furious.
Well, this is where we're going to see, a lot of the results coming in real quick, Mark and Kim. And something we want to really take a look at is where these votes are coming in. And we want to make sure we have the up-to-the-date information for you, and we do here. Now, this is the Boise mayor's race that you're looking at here. Lauren McLean leads Dave Beater by about 16%. Now, you can see all the blue here, right above the Channel 7 logo on the right side of your screen there. All the blue is where McLean is winning in those precincts. You can see a lot of blue on that map. Again, we've seen about a little closer to 50% of the precincts reporting here, so this is an early indication of where this race is headed. Some other big races we're following here tonight, of course, that's the Boise mayor race. We're following Boise City Council. We are also following the Boise propositions. Now, the library and the stadium, we touched on this at the top of our show. Both are passing with yes votes so far, with about 41% reporting yes votes on both the propositions. We'll see where the night finishes, but essentially you're voting to have a vote here tonight. Another big race we're following, as Missy just touched on there, Meridian mayor. Simonsen leads Palmer. And another race we're following here is Eagle mayor. Now, we're following this, and it looks like Stan Ridgway continuing to fall behind here, behind Jason Pierce. Ridgway is the mayor of Eagle as we speak. Can Pierce knock him off to become the new mayor-elect? Over in the Twin Falls County area, we're following a jail bond here tonight, as well as the Cascade local option tax north of the Boise area. Those results are not quite in right now, but as we look at these live results coming in the Boise mayor's race, Mark, Kim, if the results were to finish this way right now, let's say McLean only gets 46% of the vote, but she did finish in front of Beater, she would not become the mayor-elect tonight. Again, as Joey explained, as we've talked about, there's a possibility of a runoff. To win outright tonight in Boise as well as in Eagle in that mayor's race, you need 50% of the vote plus 1. If you don't get that, We will do this again on December 3rd in a runoff.
Well, the night is still young.
It is, and as you mentioned, you got to have 50% plus one. That is where Pierce is at right now in the city of Eagle. We'll continue to monitor. By the way, we should mention that you can do exactly at home what Joey's doing here in the studio right here on your computer. Just go to ktvb.com. The first item on the right side of the home page says live election results. You can keep an eye on all of the races that are important to you.
More news to